From troubled beginnings in Barbados to a music career that established a foundation of wealth, possessing the bravery to venture into building businesses, allowing her to make plenty from Fenty and to break wealth records around the world. This is Robyn Rihanna Fenty. Born February 20th, 1988, is a Barbadian-born singer turned entrepreneur. She has become the youngest self-made billionaire in America with a net worth of $1.7 billion, and she's done it all without a college degree. Number 10. Troubled beginnings in Barbados. Rihanna was raised in Bridgeton, Barbados. Her mother was an accountant of Afro-Guyanesian descent, and her father was a warehouse supervisor of African, Irish, English, and Scottish descent. Rihanna has two brothers, a half-brother, and two half-sisters, each born to different mothers from her father's previous relationships. From a young age, Rihanna would find herself struggling to de-escalate fights between her parents, as her father would become physically abusive towards her mother, fueled by his alcoholism and addiction to crack cocaine. The stress and anxiety caused by the turmoil at home would cause a young Rihanna to suffer headaches, leading her to have many CT scans, with doctors fearing it may have been a tumor. Her parents separated when she was 14 years old, and her headaches faded away. Number 9. Early experiences and seeds for future success. As a child, Rihanna would attend Charles F. Broome Memorial Primary School, as well as one of the oldest schools in Barbados, Combermere School, established in 1695. She grew up listening to and being musically influenced by reggae. She was tossed into the entrepreneurial world at a young age, as she had to help her father sell clothes at a local street market. At age 11, she would challenge her discipline by becoming an Army cadet in a sub-military program. These experiences would help plant the seeds for the future music superstar and entrepreneurial billionaire. Number 8. No-name girl group to a solo 6-album deal. In 2003, Rihanna formed a musical girl group with two of her classmates. They had no name for the group and no original material to sing, but what they lacked in preparation, Rihanna made up for in confidence, as they decided to audition for American record producer Evan Rogers. Evan was extremely impressed, not by the group, but with Rihanna, even stating the minute Rihanna walked into the room, it was like the other two girls didn't exist. Evan would schedule a second meeting with Rihanna, having her mother present. Rihanna performed renditions of Mariah Carey's Hero and Destiny's Child's Emotion. She would sign to Rogers' production company, Syndicated Music Productions, and spend the next year flying to and from the United States working on a demo.
When I moved to the United States, the first thing I realized is that everybody's so fast-paced about everything.
Doing so mostly during school breaks and holidays. The demo would include the songs Pon de Replay and The Last Time, that would eventually make it on her debut album. The demo was sent to Def Jam Records, making its way to the newly appointed president and CEO, Jay-Z.
Yeah, I mean, we signed her that day. We wouldn't let her leave. So, there was something in her eyes and, that told me that she was a star.
Jay was impressed and set up an audition in front of he and music mogul L.A. Reid. She would perform songs from her demo as well as Whitney Houston's cover of For the Love of You. L.A. Reid was so impressed, he insisted they sign her on the spot. Rihanna would be in the Def Jam office until 3 a.m. as attorneys finalized her 6-album record deal. Number 7. Music career to establish a foundation of wealth. Rihanna's first 8 albums yielded 8 Grammy Awards and 14 Billboard Music Awards. She has sold 60 million album units and 215 digital tracks worldwide, making her one of the best-selling artists of all time. She has headlined 6 tours with a much-anticipated worldwide stadium tour following an almost 7-year touring hiatus. Rihanna has profited an estimated $150 million from her music career. Though $150 million is nothing to look down on, it is a small drop in the almost $2 billion wealth bucket that she has filled with entrepreneurial ventures and investments. Number 6. The smell of success. Rihanna's first real step into business outside of the music industry was a step into fragrances. Rebel Floor was released in January of 2011 and was a financial success with an estimated gross of $80 million in the first year. The success of Rebel Floor gave the green light and would see Rihanna release 3 more fragrances within the next 2 years. Rebel was released in February of 2012 and Nude later that same year. In September of 2013, Rogue hit the market and was followed up in 2014 with a male version of the fragrance, Rogue Men. Number 5. Seeing business opportunities everywhere. In March 2015, it was announced that Rihanna was a co-owner in the music streaming service Tidal. The service specialized in lossless audio and high-definition music videos. Jay-Z acquired the company in 2015 for $56 million. There were 16 artist stakeholders including Rihanna, Kanye West, Beyoncé, Madonna, Chris Martin, and Nicki Minaj that co-owned Tidal, with the majority of them owning 3% equity stake. On the release of Tidal, Jay-Z stated, quote, "The challenge is to get everyone to respect music again, to recognize its value." 2 years after Jay-Z's acquisition of Tidal, it was valued at $600 million. Though Jay-Z and the other artist owners, including Rihanna, had made Tidal a culturally relevant platform, it never took off to the level that was anticipated. In 2021, Jay-Z dropped one of his 99 problems when Tidal was sold to Jack Dorsey's Square company for $297 million. Though Rihanna's involvement with the music streaming platform was minimal, she would also venture out into the business side of the music industry by starting her own record label, Westbury Road Entertainment, in 2016. Other ventures would include Rihanna launching the beauty and stylist company, Frame. Frame's goal was to assist artists in booking commercials, editorial shoots, ad campaigns, and red carpet appearances. Rihanna stated, quote, "Hair, makeup, and styling play an important role in creativity. I am very involved with that part of my process, so this agency was an organic thing for me to do." Want to hear more about entrepreneurs that have succeeded without a college degree? Subscribe to our channel, where our goal is to educate, encourage, and entertain zero-degree entrepreneurs just like you. Now back to the countdown. Number 4. Making Plenty from Fenty. In 2017, Rihanna would launch the brand and business that would rocket her to generational wealth and entrepreneurial super success. The brand, Fenty. Starting out as a beauty products brand, including products like foundations, highlighters, bronzers, blush compacts, lip glosses, and blotting sheets, it was being praised for its diverse range of skin colors. Fenty Beauty was even named by Time magazine as one of the 25 best inventions of 2017. Then, over the next few years, the Fenty brand expanded into fashion to skincare with Fenty Skin and lingerie with Savage X Fenty.
We want women to feel sexy no matter what society has told them before. Like, here's where you have a space. Here's where you feel represented. And
Rihanna holds 50% ownership in Fenty, bringing in $1.4 billion of her net worth, as well as the pride of having her most successful business venture carry her last name. Number 3. Small home in Barbados to luxury living around the world. Rihanna grew up in a small lime green home in Barbados, and she has reached levels of success that most people struggle to dream of. She has owned and rented some very interesting properties with some high price tags. She spent $14 million right before her pregnancy on a home in Beverly Hills. She paid $22 million for a mansion in Barbados so she could be closer to family. Rihanna had a scare in 2017 when someone broke into her house, resulting in some break-in proof properties, like a high-in-the-sky LA condo purchased for $5 million, and a Hollywood Hills house that she rented for $60,000 a month with security so tight this house was referred to as the Fortress. She also rented some high-ticket properties around the world, like a mansion in London for 2 years that cost $90,000 per month, or a Hamptons estate that cost $145,000 a month, and a Chinatown penthouse that she rented for $50,000 a month. Number 2. Domestic violence cycle. Rihanna grew up with domestic violence being a fairly commonplace occurrence, as her father would be physically abusive to her mother. After her parents separated, it would seem those days were behind her, but domestic violence would come around to find its way into her life again, when on February 8, 2009, Rihanna's scheduled performance at the 51st Annual Grammy Awards was canceled. Reports surfaced that her then-boyfriend, singer Chris Brown, had physically assaulted her. On March 5, 2009, Chris Brown was charged with assault and making criminal threats. And on June 22, 2009, Brown pled guilty to felony assault and received 5 years of probation with a restraining order to stay 50 yards away from Rihanna. In recent years, Rihanna has been dating rapper A$AP Rocky, and in May of 2022, she gave birth to her first child, a baby boy. Rihanna, being the strong, smart woman she is, will likely learn from the good and bad experiences from the males in her life and use that to raise a true gentleman. 9 down, 1 to go. Which were the most surprising to you? Were there any interesting things that we missed? Comment down below. Number 1. Breaking wealth records around the world. In addition to Rihanna taking the title of youngest self-made billionaire in America, she was also second only to Oprah Winfrey as the richest female entertainer. Her net worth of $1.7 billion breaks wealth records in America while at the same time in her home country of Barbados, making her mark as a Barbadian even more rewarding. She was the youngest self-made millionaire in Barbados, then the youngest self-made billionaire in Barbados. She also holds global wealth record titles like the wealthiest female musician in the world. Not bad for someone who didn't finish high school. This has been 10 things you may not know about Rihanna. If you would like to suggest a 0 Degree Entrepreneur for a future episode, or you yourself are a 0 Degree Entrepreneur and you would like to share your story, please go to 0degreeentrepreneur.com.